It's Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Nima Akashat Zeberi. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
How was your weekend?
It was beautiful. It was a reunion weekend for me.
Oh.
I went back to Iba Estate where I spent my entire adolescence. And so I saw old people, all my numerous mothers.
Happy to see you.
It was really eye-opening. Then it was a bit emotional for me because it's still seeing my father's circle.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yes, so seeing
The
his
wedding.
friends, yes, and all of that, and his neighbors, the same chit-chat, they tried to converse as if it was my father. And it was a little bit of, but we enjoyed ourselves. Then yesterday was family time. My sister-in-law in Lokoja is around. With grilled chicken.
Oh,
my
where's
God.
Wow.
I still have them. Because I know we are just grilling.
Okay.
I should have brought for you. I have so much. So we're just enjoying that.
That's so nice.
And then dankwa. So I'm just, yesterday at the family house was my children. They're learning to eat. Imran didn't try, but Gufran tried.
Okay.
That's what I loved having as a child, and that's what I still call a snack.
Yeah.
Dankwa and gari is lunch.
Nice. How are you doing, Takwe?
I'm grateful to God. Today my baby is 6. And
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Sam.
Hey, Sam, yesterday.
Yes, so
yesterday.
Sam is TVC's
Sam
baby.
is 7.
Oh,
No, 6,
oh, okay,
yes.
6 years.
And you know, because I was thinking about it and reflecting yesterday that literally I was on the show on Friday. And then I had my baby on Sunday morning. I was even already scheduled to be on the show the next Monday. So it was like back to back. And I resumed 3 weeks after with my baby. And I always greet all the makeup artists and all the producers and everybody because my baby was carried by the entire TVC. I will come back from the show and I'm like, where is Samuel? They say, oh, they took him to the place, they took him to that place. TVC is a family and everybody always just took care of him because they knew I was on the show. And because we're celebrating International Women's Day, I realized a lot of times some women are able to get back to work because they don't have that support system, people willing to help out. Thankfully now, TVC has a creche, so people can even resume and put their baby there. But I'm really grateful to everyone that has a cute picture of Samuel as a baby because they carried him all through. And I'm grateful to God that I'm able to still be able to do this, even 6 years
You know
after.
the African stock at someone's wedding. I want to be able to tell Sam, I change your diapers, you poop all over.
how are you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine. My weekend was fine. I spent the weekend with, at this podcast, the host is Tonya and her 8-year-old son, Ugo, AKZ. So they have this podcast called Represented. They highlight Nigerian authors, children book authors and illustrators. So we talked about my book, and we talked about the environment, you know, my work with Nigerian Conservation Foundation. It was just interesting to see the young boy and his mother do that. I love it, you know. The conversation we're always talking about creating content for children. I think she's doing a good job with that.
Fantastic.
I saw the picture, she's cute too.
Yes,
on your page?
Yeah, no,
on the books with ML, yes. I will post pictures, yeah. She's
How was your weekend,
gorgeous.
Mariah?
I was just home. I think my kids were like, they're shocked that I'm home. Saturday morning, my son came to me and was like, well, he was just happy that I was home. Like, Mommy, brush my teeth.
Gabriel, right?
Mommy, a bath for me. Mommy, wear my clothes. The household was like, no, Mommy should wash me. Like, I dressed him up, I fed him. He was carrying, you are home today. He was taking me everywhere. Mommy, feed me. Like, they were so shocked that I was just home. Today, this week, I was just home.
Hope you were able to rest today.
I rested. I slept. I woke up. With the family. I watched movies.
Yes.
I was just on my room. No. Sometimes you just need to just say no invitations. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'll start it again next weekend. I'm expiring.
Well, at least you gave them this weekend.
Yeah,
That's
this
good.
weekend they had fun. Let's go on a break. When we return, we look through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We're going to start with The Nation. APC convention, Southwest picks Kekemeke and Umishore. Picture here of the ex-Eagles stars honored Tinubu at 70 with the Novelty March. 2 arrested for bikers' murder. Vessel held over suspected crude oil theft. Unions to cripple varsities. Buhari Federal government reviewing Southeast security. Policemen not authorized to check customs paper. And 700,000 IDPs in my state, Governor laments. Okay?
Okay, let me start with the message from the police. So, police authorities have said policemen have no right to ask us for custom papers. That's motorists for custom papers, except they're on a joint patrol with officials of customs. That's the acting force public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi. And I will just read what he says. He said, no policeman should demand your customs paper, except they are on joint operation, but not just on routine checks. And for now, we have suspended the issuance of tinted glass permits, so we do not expect our men to disturb Nigerians for this. We are to stop any vehicle with tint, search the vehicles and its occupants, but not to delay them for not having tinted glass permits. Report them if you are so delayed so that we can ask them questions. He says any policeman demanding for more is a deviant and he must be dealt with. If not, many Nigerians will suffer from him and his likes. Don't die in silence. Speak out and save yourselves. So I just read it word for word just so that we know that this is coming directly from the police command telling us that we're not meant to stop for these particular documents. But he says that they can stop you if you have tinted windows to search you, but not necessarily to ask you for the permit, yes.
Okay, so unions are threatening to join ASU in the strike. The National Association of Academic Technologists are also starting their 2 weeks morning strike today. Now, SANU, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, and the Non-Academic Staff Union, Non-Academic Staff Union of Education, that's NASU, are also saying that they will join because, the federal government is not looking into the issues of ASU. But the National Academic Staff Union of Technologists are saying their issues are separate. They're also asking government to implement 2009 agreement that they have with them. Now, the federal government on their own part is saying, you people should not just try us. We'll just do no work, no payroll against employees that go on strike. So this continuous clash seems to be unending. But I don't think it is impossible to resolve. I think that, just the right mindset will help resolve it.
So I want to quickly take a story from the Nigerian Navy acknowledging the good work that they're doing because they have been able to arrest on March 17th. They arrested a motor tanker called Harbor Spirit for alleged illegal activity within the country. So they arrested it at Bonny Waters. It was carrying crude oil and it didn't have the right documentation. So they suspected that it was stolen crude oil, bunkering and all of that. And so they said this also 2 days before this arrest, they also found another motor tanker on the waterways carrying crude oil without proper documentation. I want to applaud Nigerian Navy for doing this because we lose a lot of our funds that could come from crude oil due to we Nigerians ourselves stealing from our common wealth. Crude oil is still our major source of income, and so this is something we're hurting our own economy. I'm happy the Navy is doing what they can to reduce occurrence of such by catching them.
All right, so I was going to take the story because the president was saying that they have to review the security situation in the southeast. This was following the attack by gunmen in Imo State. They said they set fire to the house and reportedly torched other houses believed to belong to the professor. That's Professor George Obiozo's house. It was a really, really horrible situation over the weekend, and the president strongly condemned it and said it's deeply distressing, and the destruction of the Imo State building, and he is definitely going to work strongly to ensure they restore peace to that region, especially to tighten the security apparatus within that area. I mean, it was really horrible. Professor's home was just torched. Unknown gunmen as usual. That's what it is here. Moving on quickly to the Punch. Southwest governors reject Buhari's allies as secretary and vice chair. Picture here of protesters and security forces protesting in Tunisia against the suspension of the mixed presidential parliamentary system. Obiano's water drinking video, EFCC on witch hunt alleges APGA. Father of 4 arrested with 20.7 kg black liquid cocaine from Brazil. Farmers' headers clashes. Afenifere faults planned law to make non-natives indigenes. Over 70% of drug dispense in Nigeria substandard, says NPHCDA. Saraki Tambo meets planned consensus candidate to lobby Atiku. Malami Oke, seizure of Kiari's complices' property and accounts. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, the primary healthcare. You want to take?
I could start with the Obiano story, because what happened was that APGA is alleging that they're obviously trying to witch hunt the former governor of Anambra State, Obiano, because of the video that leaked from EFCC. Says this was, I think, there's a pastor, let me get his name, was once saying, I think Ebu Munso said it when he was declaring, and it was actually an audience in a ministry over the weekend, was saying that the fact that somebody, an official of EFCC, released that video in itself, that person should be arrested for what they did, and it shows that the EFCC is actually intending to witch hunt the ex-governor. And it was really annoying for me. Why would you record the ex-governor in the drinking water and then post it? I think it was very, very irresponsible. Of that
And I think it should be, the person should be investigated. Let's not just use mouths to say.
Yeah, it's totally wrong. I found the video very disturbing. You can't do anything in this country. Get somebody's recording you, and yeah, it's just horrible. Okay, another story in Punch.
Yes, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency has said that over 70% of the medical drugs being dispensed in Nigeria are substandard. They gave these details and several other data on their website ahead of their Primary Healthcare Summit tagged Reimagine Primary Healthcare in Nigeria. So they also added that majority of Nigerians do not have access to healthcare services because, majority of Nigerians do not use primary healthcare services within their areas immediately. They said that 20% of all maternal deaths globally occur in Nigeria, and that infant mortality occur at the rate of 19 deaths per 1,000 births. Children under 5 are dying at the rate of 128 per 1,000, and over 70% of our medical drugs are substandard. And I'm wondering, what are we going to do with this data that we are just reeling out? Because this is on their website. They are just, when it's the time for awareness, we talk. We have the data to help us, improve on health services.
We don't do anything about it.
We just reel it out every once in a year when we are doing our conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this story. NDLEA has arrested a 52-year-old businessman, Okeke Anya Ochuku. He was arrested with what is called black liquid cocaine. They said that he was arrested at the Abuja airport, and while they were searching his luggage, they found that black liquid cocaine packed in smaller bags with makeup and mascara that tested positive for cocaine. He's married, he has 4 children. He said that while in Brazil, he met with someone at a drinking joint who offered him the drugs to deliver to Nigeria for a sum of 2 million naira, and that's how he got into it. But what he originally does is that he deals in children wares. So as usual, it always seems like this is my very first time. I was just walking, and then someone said, please, can you do this for me? But he's been arrested. And of course, NDLEA gave us other reports in Kaduna as well. People were arrested with over 18,000 tablets of tramadol, diazepam, and different ones. In Anambra State, NDLEA too was doing its job as he intercepted a bus, going to Aba from Onitsha with drugs. So as usual, well done, NDLEA, and Nigerians, we should really, think about this drug business that...
Okay, which other story?
Farmer headers. So the Afenifere faults the plan of the National Assembly to review the change in our constitution. Remember that the Speaker of the the Assembly mentioned, that's Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, mentioned on March 8th that there would be a review of 3, they will vote on 3 of the policies. One of them is the foreigners married to Nigerian women. Second is indigenship, and the third one is 35% affirmative action. So the indigenship is the one that the Afenifere National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Jare Ajayi, is not happy with. That there's already a crisis of farmer header issues. You shouldn't, while they support residency for those that are not indigens, don't confer indigenship on everybody because they live there, because it would increase the crisis already happening where anybody can say, oh, my family was born here, so I take ownership, I'm an indigene of this state. So he's of the opinion that of this amendment, this one should not be amended, that we believe and agree every Nigerian has a right to live in any part of the country, but we are also realistic enough to acknowledge the fact that every group anywhere in the world normally has a place that will be regarded as a native land, and the process should not be claimed by a law. So that's their opinion.
That's quite debatable. Interesting. Moving on quickly to Daily Sun. Okay, let me go on a break first. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
One, make you melt like the sun. Two, I can make it all about you. Three, you should make it all about me. Four, yeah, I think I like that more. Give me some of that.
What a lovely couple.
Thank you very much, ma.
How can I help you?
My madam here wants us to change our mattress. She says it is too firm.
It is, very uncomfortable.
But I like the mattress.
You're always complaining of backache. I'm not even going to massage you.
No.
Don't worry. I have the right muka for you. Come with me. Mondio Plus is a spring mattress with a comfort layer. It is made with superior Bonnell technology, which ensures the spring core doesn't poke through. You will both enjoy it.
Hey, babe. But you're still going to massage my back here?
Why do we do it? Hide, cover up, tone down. Choose boldness. Celebrate the skin you're in and dress with confidence with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. The triple layered care of deep moisture serum, precious cocoa butter, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Wear your skin with pride every time with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria, on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
staying with us. We're still reviewing the newspapers. Let's continue with Daily Sun. Northern PDP aspirants ready for consensus, says Saraki. DMO explains Nigeria's public death profile. Police foil attack on Uzodiman's community. Killed 4, recover bombs. Power sector on brink of collapse over greed. 14 idle plants. Third, fourth mega political party to hold congresses and primaries in April. Banditry, Matawale begs Nigerians to assist 700,000 IDPs in Zamfara. And Abia Guba, Uhuhu monarch supports power shift to Ngwa side of Abia Central. All right, which stories are we taking?
Okay, so I have the story, the power sector on brink of collapse over low-grade 14 idle plants. So the report first just took us through our problem. Nigerians complaining and shouting. We know of the load shedding. We know of the collapse of the grid. And so the general manager and spokesperson at Transmission Company of Nigeria, Mrs. Ndidimba, tried to give us a summary of what is happening exactly. So she named 14 gas power generating stations that were either not generating at all or had limited generation capacity. Because of time, I'm not going to read them out. So she named all of them. So it's either low generation or they've just been idle for a long period. Also, within the same period, Jaba Hydro and Shiroro power generating stations were either out or had limited generation as well, causing additional loss of 232 megawatts from the grid. While other power generating plants, she named all those ones too, either they've been out or, for one fault or the other, scheduled for maintenance, causing further loss of about 3,180 megawatts from the grid. So the story is of generating plants, either, they're out of service, waiting for maintenance to be done on them, completely out, have been idle for a long time. And just the compilation of all these things is why we're going through what we're going through. No lights.
Yes, that's a major issue that hopefully will be one of our topics today. So the third force, remember, we're all the much anticipated third force mega party. They'll be holding their Congress primaries and the convention to elect their standard bearers and general elections, and those who are going to be their candidates for the general elections coming 2023. This was said by their spokesperson, Bilikis Bello. It says the NC Front, they call themselves the National Consultative Front, and they're going to be having, and they're hoping that people who are defective of other parties, they have to go through a thorough screening before they bring you to ensure that they align very well with their own charter. They're saying that, let me quote her here, quote him, said that the mega political party of choice will be unveiled within the week in Abuja, after which collection of nomination forms and expression of interest forms will be thrown open for intending party executives at all levels, as well as aspiring party candidates for the 2023 elections. She also disclosed that special concession will be given to women, youths, and people living with disabilities. So we're all waiting for this third force. This week is the week. We are hoping that, this week, I think also APC convention is on Saturday, March 26th. The PDP also coming together. So everybody, the next few weeks, we should know everybody's candidates, or have an idea where they're heading to. So we're looking forward to it because next year is already elections and it's around the corner. Okay, any other story in Sun? Let's move on quickly to the Nigerian Tribune. PDP presidential tickets, Governor's article who draw battle line, Saraki Tambuwa Bala opt for consensus. Flood displaces 7 community in Niger State. Over 60 children down as outbreak of measles hits Benue IDP camps. Picture here of thousands protesting in Madrid, Spain on Sunday over the soaring prices of food, electricity, fuel, amongst others, exacerbated by the Russia's invasion of Ukraine. APC convention, governor, senator split over chairman and youth leader. Banditry created 700,000 IDP camps in Zamfara, says Matawale. Special reports, 296 billion naira Abuja metro train lie idle as FCT residents face transportation woes. Okay, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so this story from the IDP camps in Benue State, they said no fewer than 60 children are reportedly down with measles. There are different camps. We named 3 camps that they had 30 children confirmed that had measles, but then they're spread also across the other camps. And although the Benue State government is saying that there's no need to panic, that they are working on it with the government and the Ministry of Health and non-governmental organizations such as UNICEF and Doctors Without Borders to tackle it. Even Doctors Without Borders said that the organization has been supporting the IDP camps and helping with children with things like that, with measles, since 2018, and they are going to, help again in this case. It's really a sad situation. You're displaced, and then I guess just living in that sort of environment that does not allow for people to move around. You have a child or a few have it, and then it becomes an outbreak. But also, this is for the rest of us who are not in camps to pay attention and make sure your children are getting vaccinated and all the other things that need to be done. But it clearly shows that these children at the camps need more interventions, health interventions.
Right. The weather is very hot. This is the time to make sure that there's
So this picture story caught my attention, where people are protesting in Spain, Madrid, over the soaring prices of food, electricity, and amongst so many other things that happen. And what that picture communicated to me is that, listen, we have to own our problems in Nigeria and Africa, because many parts of the world, people are having similar problems. And when things burn in Nigeria, they're not going to listen to you because they're going to prioritize their own people, their own economies. Yeah. Even we've seen it with Ukraine. God forbid it didn't happen in the US or in the camp where our people are. God forbid they have to prioritize their own citizens. God forbid they have to prioritize even those who are not naturalized. They can say, you are naturalized, you only got your citizenship 2 years ago. You know what, the person was born here. There are different things that they can use to alienate us. So as we are joining the world, the Twitter people in burning down Nigeria, oh, this happened, oh, this, let's remember that there's nowhere else to run to. There is absolutely, for you that have a second passport, you think I can run away. Trust me, you become second, they'll remind you that you're a second-class citizen in this kind of time. So that really ministered to me when I saw that people are actually still protesting, and we might have this kind of protest in Nigeria because it's really getting worse. But in our protest, let's do it within the confines of the law and ensure that we don't burn down this country.
So I want to take the story on fuel scarcity and the metro. So it's a special report by Tribune, and it's talking about the Abuja metro, the train that cost Nigeria 296 billion naira to put together has been under lock and key since 2020. So the reason they locked down this train was because of COVID. Now, we all know that every other thing has opened up after COVID. They have not opened up this particular place. Only for the investigation to find out, it's not even diesel alone, that even before the lockdown, it was not a sustainable business. They was not running at profits. Apparently, there wasn't a real need for that asset to be there. And this asset cost us 296 billion naira again. They said sometimes the passenger, all the 5 coaches would have 20 passengers to the airport because the transition is between the airport and, he said, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Abuja. It's in Abuja. Yes, so now people are complaining now that maybe because of fuel scarcity, if the train is working, it will give citizens another option for transportation. And I'm looking at it that a lot of times our politicians are quick to building gigantic infrastructure, which would cost us a lot of money, but it's not essential to our everyday need. But it will look good on paper. We will all celebrate it. But do we really need it? Maybe the location.
To encourage
people to use it. Especially now, we should be working. This is they shut down for COVID, and COVID has been.
Yeah, because I know many people take their cars to the airport.
Yeah.
We picked up.
We have to wrap up. Let's quickly run to the Vanguard. Is there any story we've not taken that is really important? The major headline: energy crisis, 600 naira per litre. Kerosene hits nations poor. Neema wants to take that story so we wrap up.
Yeah. So the report is just as Miriam took it, but a more detailed report, including the sources of power. So Vanguard says that we've remained at 2,000 megawatts over the weekend, even though the federal government gave a reassurance over the weekend as well that things were getting better. Then household kerosene has gone up from 400 naira per litre to 600 naira per litre. And of course, this is the lowest cadre that will be suffering this. They also took aviation fuel going up to 800 naira per litre. And then they went on to the issues in the power sector. They had the Association of Power Generation Companies who blamed this on the poor payment of GENCOs. The GENCOs are saying MBET has to pay the unutilized capacity charge. MBET is also saying if a GENCO does not show, continuous... yeah, you can go.
Sorry about that, Neema. I had to wrap up but it was important for us to also take Mrs. Ebele Chukwu's position, Obiano, who said that, listen, she went to go and, remember, for those of you that read the story of Bianca and Mrs. Ebele last week, she is saying that she went to go and greet Bianca. And she was shocked that she got insulted and got a slap. You came to go and greet you cordially. So let us not always assume hear only one side of the story. That is all we can take on this. Stay with us. Move on to our hot topics. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour
Thank you for staying with us. So our hot topic today is the worsening power supply and the heat wave that many Nigerians are going through right now. The weather is so hot And to make it even worse, there's no electricity. We read in the papers today that we're having issues with our power grid. Even those who live in communities or in the estates that have the premium supply are also lamenting, saying that this season they don't have electricity. What is going on? What is your experience? We'd like you to call in and share with us your own experience so far. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. It's been hot.
It's been hot.
When I say hot, I mean hot. Like my son came to me yesterday. You think it was only important. He said, Mommy, Daddy, please can we get a solar panel? My husband said, what do you know that it's solar panel? We just need electricity in this house. We were hot. He was removing his clothes. And now came with the younger brother. He removed that one's clothes. We are hot. We're sweating. And I'm thinking, hey, man, like, well, it's the season we're in right now. It's just for a little time. Very, having to explain to a child that we don't have electricity, it's really, really horrible, But
when you said that, I laugh because there's some people in some Nigerian villages that will say, explain to a child that there's no electricity. They've never seen. You go out
they're used to it. It's their reality.
I understand. You go out, the fresh air blows you, and then when it's dark,
air is not blowing in this season. Air is not blowing.
That's where we're headed. So in my house, the gen goes off at 11. Because diesel is also expensive.
Right.
You have to manage that, or else we will not be able to use money. We will not be able to pay fees if we use all the money to run diesel. Yeah. So the heat is just, crazy. My children stay in one room that has like really large windows. So we open the windows by that 12. I have to wake. I have to stay awake at the time to open the window so that they can even get some fresh air. For me, when my husband is, when he's around, there's this window that comes with really nice fresh air. We take turns, like, who will stay on that side of the bed?
Oh, God. See, Nigeria will just make you...
Yeah, so it's really bad. But my problem is the hot season will come and go. My electricity is not working. I don't get it. You said we should pay premium. We are paying premium. You said we should do this. We've done everything, but I'm not getting electricity. And then I'm reading stories about someone blaming the other person, blaming everyone. The grid is collapsed. The generating plants they're idle. We've known that they've been idle all this time. What has happened? Why are they idle? What has been done, to work on them? Is it that there's no money at all? The monies that they have collected from customers and consumers of electricity, in what way are they putting it back to maintain and work on this generating
because they'll tell you, I was talking to somebody high up at Power yesterday, and I was saying that we need to get a transformer, obviously, for where we're going. She said, listen, they're not what they're earning is not obviously reflective of, it's not cost reflective. So they can't even afford to have transformers. They're supposed to be the ones to provide transformers. So we can't afford to even invest in transformers because Nigerians are not paying. Many are bypassing. Many are not paying. So only a few people are paying, but most Nigerians are not paying. Many of them are bypassing their wires, and it's difficult for us to recoup the return on their investment. So they can't even begin to invest. These are just part of the realities because Nigeria, the truth is that many of us just don't pay.
But that's not unsolvable. So I think it's just unfair to say because Nigerians are bypassing, you will not. I know the disco me among that, they have their checks. They come into your compound, just come in, they have the way they put on their meters and they can check that there's somebody bypassing in the community. So if they are not enforcing on their part, you cannot just black us all of us out. And I know that it is deliberate on their part to not want to invest in transformers. From my experience 2 times buying our transformers in our community, we know they don't want to buy it.
Is that fair? Is that a fair statement?
Yes, because they always say there's a cost issue.
Yes.
And so every community, we've bought our transformer twice now.
Most people
and then have to hand it over. Yeah. I don't ever see a plan on, okay, if you give us a 6 months period, we'll do this for you. They don't have that plan. Most of the discos. My disco is, I would say, the best service provider when it comes to electricity, but yet even they have this issue. Now, my only one worry that I have, Ramadan is in 12 days. I'm already shopping. And I'm looking at the things I have invested in that they are going to spoil. And it's not funny at all that, these policymakers plan, they don't plan along with citizens. If you decide to buy in at Ramadan, you buy too expensive. If you say you should buy now, you are paying expensive. So we have to be fueling to put on gen on. It's just not practical like that.
You know, in my house, you know, I feel bad for my help because she's the only one I cannot, because all of us, like me, Brown, my mother-in-law, my grandma, all of us, we're all like half, we're not dressed.
Yes.
Because we're all going around because of our house. But they're just there, they have to dress up and they're like blowing them, so they cannot, you know, so I was just feeling bad because all of us had to just remove our clothes. It was so hot.
So I feel that, of course, we have a major crisis on our hands as a country. And the blame, the transmission are saying that they cannot transmit what is not generated. So the Gencos said there was a shutdown.
Yes.
There was a shutdown. So they cannot supply. And the discos will tell you it is what we have that we are giving. So, and we don't have enough, so we're doing load shedding. This is even for areas where they even used to have light. And I look at it and I wonder if our politicians can address the issue. You know, because at the end of the day, it's not even about, you might even if you're addressing it to say, we're sorry, there's a major problem, we're looking into it. It will make me feel like you understand. But it's not.
They address it that way. That's one.
They say you get that a lot.
Because for me, I am in that space where I'm looking at it that many of the real people, they are House of Assembly members, they don't experience it. They can afford the diesel no matter how expensive it is. So it is a case of it's pinching. The healthcare sector, they are having to buy diesel. Patients are buying diesel for the hospital to be able to do operations. So businesses are shutting down. They cannot afford to run anymore. They are saying, like, we cannot produce anymore. So are we looking at the entire impact of our power shortage? Because very soon, what will we do? Kerosene is expensive, diesel is expensive, petrol is not as available as it could be. Within Lagos, we're enjoying 165. Outside Lagos, it is over 200 naira. So we're talking about a major energy crisis across Nigeria. And we need our government to realize that they must do something to step up on these issues because we are not on the streets yet. I'm looking at Italy, I'm saying, what did Italy, what are people experiencing? Spain. What did Spain experience that they are on the streets? They should come to Nigeria for 2 days and they will see why that everybody in Nigeria should be on the streets. And I think we might get to that point.
Let me go on a break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked.
Thanks for staying with us. So this is our Monday morning lamentation. It's about electricity. And we have a caller. Ifeanyi, good morning. Are you there from Enugu?
You have lights?
Oh, we lost him. I do apologize. So let me just give you the official statement, because when Toko said they don't apologize, they have apologized several times. And they're having issues with their
politicians, not the power people. No.
So they said there was an initial collapse on Monday, if you remember, 10 a.m. There was that collapse that happened. And then the next day, we lost about 600 megawatts from Africa's largest power plant, Egbin, in Lagos. They were actually, even your Eco Discos had sent out messages telling people, explaining. They explained that the combination of all the issues of all the grids that went down is what's causing this current, and they're having to load shed to ensure that everybody gets the power at least at some point.
What happened? Why is the load? Why is the power grid going down?
Okay, that's
the part they have not. I don't understand.
The Association of Power Generation Companies said they blamed MBET, the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company, which is the trading house between all of them, as not paying. They said they need to pay for unutilized capacity charge to Gencos.
Okay.
Now the MBET Oga says, that only Gencos that have active gas supply agreements were paid for unused capacity, not that they have not been paying. But you have some Gencos that their gas supply is not active. So how do you then explain that you generated the power that you're asking them to pay that wasn't utilized?
So now you're talking to the real problem.
So they are saying that only those that they show that clearly has an active gas supply are the ones who are actually owed. And so they have been paying them.
Yeah, and also we heard from the general manager for TC, and that's the Transmission Company of Nigeria, saying that there are 14 generating plants that have been just idle or generating at very low capacity. And she talked about all the other ones that would normally generate electricity for us also struggling. So obviously there's just a breakdown. But for me, it took a while to get here. And like everything in Nigeria, until it completely breaks down, everybody's lamenting and screaming. This electricity problem is something that we have constantly complained about. Even when it was good, it wasn't so good. Right. And now it is completely, run down. So the thing we have to do now is like starting from the scratch, right? what do we need to do? Who are the people that need to be paid? We have also heard that electricity has been so subsidized that they can't afford. Those who could have invested in the business are do not want to invest in the business, do not want to be part of it, and they are asking that we pay the proper charges for the electricity that we consume. So I believe that that's the first place we should go to, where we pay for it, and then maybe that money would now be channeled to the proper maintenance of this generating plant.
Let me take this call. Emmanuel. Emmanuel's been holding. Good morning. Are you there? Mabuja. Hello, Emmanuel. Hello, Emmanuel. Are you there?
Is there lights?
Okay, I can't.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. You're live.
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I can hear you. I say good morning.
Go ahead.
Good morning,
You're talking to the TV, not me. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning, Mariah. Good morning to everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
So I've not listened to the studio. I've not listened to the program for some time, and I'm happy you're talking about the electricity issue. Can you hear me?
Yes. Very clearly.
Yeah, so the issue is there. For the first time in my life, my wife woke me up this morning. She was bailing water out of our deep freezer. I've never seen anything like that. And in Abuja here, this has been going on for like a month, more than a month in fact.
Yes.
No fuel, no lights, no diesel, just name it. And just like you pointed out, a lot of businesses have been destroyed. Just 2 weeks ago, I had a document I wanted to photocopy. So I went to the place I usually photocopy, and the place was locked, so I didn't understand what was going on. I went to another place, and they told me they are not working. I still didn't figure it out. When I got to the third place, the only question they asked me is, how many copies do you want to make? And I said 4. And they politely told me they cannot put on their gen to make 4 copies. And in fact, I felt what was going on. That business was just being destroyed. As I was about leaving, the manager now called me and said, okay, let's just do it for you, And I asked myself, how did we get here? You see, the excuses they are giving are things they've been giving from the beginning. No gas, yet we are one of the highest producers of gas in the world. In fact, we are told that we have more gas than petroleum in this country. Then they say, oh, people are... In fact, there's no excuse anybody can give for this. Please, this government should take responsibility. Because the body language I'm getting, it's like they are just tired of governing us. They don't know what to do. They are just counting days. Let them
Thank you very much,
somebody
Emmanuel.
else. But please, they should realize that they are...
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. I mean, it's been good to actually hear from one of the... somebody, an official from either the GENCOs, the TCN, because we really need to know what the crux of the problem is. We have gas, yes, but the GENCOs are saying they're having issues. This breakdown, is it a maintenance problem? Is it that the fact that there's...
we don't have enough gas to power the turbines or what?
No.
So it's the multiple excuses that I'm hearing, and I'm wondering that if we have already, what do they call it? If we have deregulated this sector, like we have already taken government out of it, I wish they did it the way they did power. They did telcos, because we were saying it that time they were doing this thing, that do it like telcos. Let me have opportunity to choose between different vendors. If one line does not serve me, I will not buy data on that line. I buy data on the one that is serving me. If that one stops, I cancel. I don't use it. I buy on another one. But we are stuck with using the same. If you don't, whether you give me power or you don't give power, I'm stuck with you. There's no competition. If we can create a platform where I can say, okay, I'm not using a Kaya Disco today, I want to use a Co-Disco.
No, we have that.
We don't have that option.
It's the GENCOs that it's been partly deregulated, where that you can choose.
Well, it's not partly. If we want to do it well, there should be that competition, because I'm sure the telcos know that people will swap to another line when they don't do well. So until we get to that level, because it's a business, even they are complaining that they are subsidized, but it's still a business. They are still making money. They are still collecting money from us. So who would I hold responsible if they don't deliver the service they ought to deliver?
There are different layers. There's the disco layer. That disco layer is a completely different conversation, because we, the people, also are very guilty in that area. It's not everybody that's been, I know. No, it's Nigerian, that is you.
The entire estate, our entire estate is metered.
When Nigerians talk, you talk about use tiny 0.0% in Magodo that is paying. They're not talking about you. They're talking about the entire, for example, a whole community of people that are bypassing. There are different layers. There's a GENCO layer, there's a TCN layer, and there's a disco layer. The disco layer is totally different. So the issue we're having right now is from the GENCOs. So the disco issue is a different conversation that we'll talk. And you can't assume because you live in one small community community and they have lights here, that's the problem. No, there's more Nigerians that are refusing to pay.
We have
that's
enough
the truth.
experience in this business to know how this thing works. If somebody can be removed from the power grid, a community, because they think that that community is not generating enough power, and then they went to beat up a disco official, I know that they can deal with this issue of power thefts. They can. They have their meters checked.
Yes.
They have their meters from street to street where they are put it to read how much they are supplying. Otuba talks about it all the time when he comes here. If they bring in, let's say, a 200 megawatt power, something, whatever, into a community, and they're expected to generate 2 million on it. If they generate 1.6 million, they know something that's diverted.
Yes.
They know what to do to that community. You will see your power. We have these meetings with them all the time.
So you can say this community is stealing power and they will check among themselves.
You can deal with the community in question. You cannot have the community that is paying you and you then leave them. They know what to do.
So it's different. I said it's a different conversation because what we are talking about right now is from the
Morayo, if there's a power fault somewhere, it's you in the olden days they will just cut off all the whole area. You will see the whole of Amodofi is out of grid right now. But now we have a new thing. You will get an SMS. They will cut off power. They will see the officials coming around. They still came around 2 weeks ago. They will spot the area that there's the power issue, and they will only cut off those people under that transformer till they fix it.
No, they'll do that. And then the people will go and hang the ones that are cutting there.
No, it's not possible again. Shebi, we did not have like.
Do you know many of the discourse officials are being beaten up every single day?
We know.
These same Nigerians.
Not that many.
There are many of them.
It happens in some communities.
So it happens even till today.
I cannot melt my freezer right now.
That is, you're talking about
because
you
we are paying, and I know they can isolate the problem. You cannot use the problem of power theft. It can be isolated. You can deal with the issue and give the people who are paying, who are not.
But you can't keep talking from our own myopic part of view. There's so many other layers of this conversation. Let me take Hassan. Hassan, are you there? Hello, Hassan, are you there? You're live.
I'm forced to talk this morning because we started with something that the wife of Obiano apologized that she meant well. That's why it's a blatant lie. She went to insult that woman, and we heard what she said by calling her Achawo. That's number one. Number two, you see this issue about power you are seeing. These people are insulting the intelligence of Nigeria. From the first stage, they will say the problem is generation. Then they will not come over again and tell us that it's a problem of distribution. Then they will not come again and tell us that it's a problem of transmission. The MD of TSN came on board to tell us that they don't have enough infrastructure to receive the light generated by generating companies. And the discos are behaving like recharge card buyers, whereby they buy a little bit, you understand, and take money from Nigerian people. You see that bypassing you are talking about. Nigerians are paying their staffs that money. That money you are thinking that they are bypassing. Their staffs are going to those homes, collecting money for breaking the law, for stealing government power. So, please, we have problem of paucity of leadership in Nigeria. All over the place, from the leadership to the followership to the people in the bureaucracy, both the CSS, the GEMCO, the DISCO, and whatsoever, they are the problem of Nigeria. Good morning.
We have to, let's go on a break. I don't even know what else to say concerning this matter, but we have to wrap up on this. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Doing that. Prompter, script,
check.
Are we set in the PCR? All team in place, PCR.
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the PCR? All team in place, PCR.
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment.
Thanks for staying with us. So the conversation concerning power will put on hold until we get an official for many of these major sectors, either the GENCOs, the TCN, and the DISCOs, because we need clarity on what happened and what is being done, and how long would it take for normalcy to restore, if at all. Moving on to another topic, which is also very, very important, is the issue of insecurity. And even the influx of a lot of beggars on the streets of Lagos. I don't know much about other parts of the country, but we're talking about Lagos today because many reports have come forward about how there's so many of them on the streets of Lagos, and how this could actually portend some kind of insecurity for many citizens going about their daily business. If you've experienced this, we'd like to hear your thoughts on this. You can call us on 08127053687, 09139076694. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. Someone please start this conversation.
So it is an extremely, it's a very sad thing that we're seeing. So there are like 2 or 3 categories of people that do this. Of course, there are the hoodlums, who you will know from their faces that these are the good boys of Lagos. These ones, I feel, the police and the security apparatus should deal with them. They are the ones that tend to go to crime. Then there's the category of children, which is the one that I'm most concerned about. You see children, you see their mothers sit on the curb with a baby. You will see them sit like maybe at like the more comfortable under the shade. And then these children are the ones on the street hustling and begging, hitting your window and saying, just give me some, just a little, like I want to eat. And I just feel, and the mother is backing one, holding one, 2 on the streets. And you're wondering, why are these people allowed to just procreate like this with no source of livelihood on the streets morning to evening, obviously sleeping somewhere and somebody is the agent collecting money over them. We know there's a racket. So these are the people that are the vulnerable that I feel should be taken up and should be dealt with. We shouldn't have children on the streets of Lagos, especially within, if you are talking that Lekki axis, every used to be roundabout is a group of, a cartel of people that they are doing a business of begging. And these, for me, are the people we should deal with. They should be taken off the streets. Where are they living? It's impossible for us not to know where they are living now. And we're breeding the next generation of either prostitutes or thugs. And we're already, like we're seeing the blueprints. 4-year-old, 5-year-old on the streets, no school. What would they do?
Okay, so we should also talk about where are these people coming from? Are they people that live in Lagos already and are taking more children and sending them out on the streets? Are these Nigerians running away from insurgency-ridden areas of our country and trying to find a better place to live? So this year,
All right, let me pause you. Okay, your mic is off. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All Tim in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking. Time is racing. Lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All Tim in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking. Time is racing. Lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All Tim in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking. Time is racing. Lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How would
bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí rẹ̀ lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
torí kí ni.
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ bí jẹ́rẹ̀ lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkí ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup.
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script.
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR.
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of
Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking about this issue of beggars on the streets and the fact that this could pose some type of insecurity on many Nigerians. So Mariam was going to say?
Yeah, so as I was saying, I was just trying to say that right now we have a problem on our hands. We have children who are begging. We have young boys who are involved in all sorts of petty crimes and big crimes. And we're asking, because Toko was saying that were they, we need to stop the people just giving birth. And I was just trying to establish where these people are coming from. Who are they? And I have had the opportunity to work with a few people who have come from, you know, the Northeast area. And if you get to sit down and talk with them more, you find out that a lot of them have lost parents. And they're the only surviving family member in their house. Or they're the oldest and they're trying to fend for their younger ones. And so they have found a way to come to Lagos. Either they get a bike or they work as security men, or some of them become, you know, hoodlums and they get into all sorts of crime. So the problem is, I don't think the way to handle this issue is, who are these people? Take them off the streets. You cannot take them off the streets and they will disappear. You have to handle the problem. So there are different levels. It's either first of all, we need to get data. Where are they coming from? Can we take them back to the places that they are coming from? The area where they are, the IDP camps, are they habitable enough for these young boys and these young girls coming into Lagos. We have the governor of Zamfara State saying that at the IDP camps, you're trying to teach them different skills acquisition. We, states like Lagos, that has a huge number of them coming here, can have a partnership like a Zamfara State and say, we have a number of people that have come from this state, from the IDP camp, because they need something to work with. We will send them back because Zamfara State is already doing the work of making sure that they will get skills. They will be properly housed. I know that different states have that where they're trying to also give them families to house them. Now, when we also talk about out-of-school children, where do you think out-of-school children end up? So this problem is not a put them in a box and ship them away. This problem is a whole Nigerian problem where we have to deal with one after the other and different stakeholders have to be involved. Because they are Nigerian citizens, you cannot send them away. We cannot do them like Ukraine and say only white people can get on a bus. They will tell you that they are Nigerians just like you and they are allowed to live anywhere. But if you live in a place that there are things you need to do, you must have an education, you are gainfully employed, you are skillfully, you have something legitimate that you're doing. You're not posing, you're not a nuisance, you're not a criminal in society. And if you are, you will be arrested. But then if we pack all these people who have committed crime and then lock them up in overcrowded prisons, then what have we done eventually when they come out? So there's a huge problem, and the problem has to start from source. We need to find places for these people to be housed, to be gainfully employed, and to be able to go to school.
So something has to be done, certainly. And we cannot continue to say to Lagos, anytime they find an alternative or an option of how to deal with it, that Lagos cannot take it. Because it was under our very before, El-Rufai shipped children back to state of source. Ganduje sent some back to state of source. They were shipping our Madrid children between states because they said they had security concern. The influx of these people into Lagos is now a security concern. If you do not have a plan of why you're migrating somewhere, you don't have a place to sleep, a kind of job legitimate that you can do, you can't just come and be on the express. And I'm talking about the old Badagry Express before the construction work started. In the middle of Badagry Express, just after Lasu, you can be raped on the express. Someone had that experience, and I couldn't believe the narration. Just between the shanties, and she was crossing, and she disappeared, and before she came out, something had been done. You know, the worst part is that you report a crime, and the people do not have an address. The police cannot, that crime is going to remain unsolved because they cannot go to one place and say, it was here, or you arrest. The crowd of numbers has to be controlled. And you cannot tell Lagos, how do you want to control it? Lagos too must be very clear. These kinds of jobs are no longer allowed here. So people don't just come and sleep. See, what I witness.
There are buses coming into Lagos every single day. Buses.
See, let me explain to you.
So how does Lagos stop them at the entrance?
At the entrance of coming. Lagos has control of parks. Lagos must take control and work in collaboration with the people controlling these parks. They know. See, what you see in the morning is that as soon as they come, people come with bikes. They offload those bikes, and then they bring out a duvet.
But there's freedom of movement in our constitution. There's freedom of movement in the constitution that allows you to stay anywhere. So you can't really stop anybody from entering the state and say,
so if it was a security concern, and El-Rufai, in this last year, Ganduje, all the northern governors had to ship children back to source. So why can't Lagos do the same for the sake of its citizens?
So here, I hear you, and because we don't want to contravene human rights, because we know that there will be human rights. There will be human rights consequences. We've had former Governor Fashola do something similar in saying, if we find you sleeping under the bridge, we find you not having anywhere to sleep, and you cannot say, this is what I'm doing. They gather them and ship them to their last known address. And people criticize them. I supported it because I felt that we cannot, Lagos State is overburdened with the population influx, that it is, every infrastructural development that you are doing is overwhelmed. The hospitals are overwhelmed. And what's the budget? So Lagos State is having to carry the burden of inefficient governments in other states. So the governors in that state are not working, or they are overpowered, and then they come to Lagos, and Lagos will now have to say, we will stretch ourselves over and over again to accommodate them. But I feel that I've seen the Western world do this thing. Because they want to reduce your migration to their country,
what they will do is ensure that they give aid to you in your state. So
Lagos cannot give aid to another state.
No.
Lagos is not the federal government. That's why we're asking for regional government so that we can have a where things are a bit more.
That's another option.
Absolutely. So I can have better control.
Options.
So everybody can develop at their own pace and be able to take care of their citizens. Yeah, that's a different angle. But the point on this matter is the fact that the scarce resources in Lagos State are being they have to be stretched for these people. Because the truth is that Lagos State has a plan to take children off the streets. They said leave no child behind. Project Zero that they're doing. I was privileged to go on the campaign, one of them, to give the school uniforms, school bags, school shoes to these people. I followed them. As you are dropping it for them, tomorrow another 100.
And that set would come.
And that's set to come.
We need to document these people. We need documentation and we need shelters. So if we find you on the street, if you are not documented, if you are not in a shelter, we will arrest you. Then it will be a crime. If you're on the street, what are you doing on the street?
Are you afford the shelter?
Even if
it's
a crime, where are you going to put them? Is it the same prison?
No, not prison. They'll take them to their states.
Rehabilitation. Yes. See, we need to do this. See, I know that we are overstretched in Lagos, in Nigeria as a whole. We're complaining about everything, but we need to. But we have an issue on our hands concerning these children that are coming here. I say children because some of the stories I've heard, most of them are children. So they are coming here.
Children can be
we must find out if they do have parents. They must go back. They should go back, but then they should not. No, some of them are not without parents. Some of them are orphans. No. Then secondly, for those that are here. For those that are here, we must create shelters. We must have food banks. We must have soup kitchens. We must have places that they can go feed themselves. We must have places that they can acquire skills. We must find places that they can be trained, educated, so that if they find themselves in society, they are positively impacted, positively, what's the word now? Giving to the society, not being criminals. But if they're criminals, we have to look for rehabilitation centers for them. Or people have foster homes.
You see, this Oyinbo thing there, we have to really calm down.
So what will we do? We will not ship them when they come back.
No, we need to wake up and smell the coffee for heaven's sake. So what do we do? Where is the money?
Exactly.
Where?
Okay.
So but my point is that it is a very nice, lofty, flowery idea to have this nice soup kitchen here, have this nice shelter here. But it's not that realistic.
Who is going to fund
That's very basic. That is basic, but we don't have it.
Okay, ban on begging.
You don't have it. Let me take
And if the person fails to be at the soup kitchen, they have no business. Begging is a business.
Let me pause. I have to take B. B is a whole different. B, are you there?
And come back, please.
Good morning, B. Are you there? Sorry for keeping you for so long. B, are you there?
Sorry, B.
Oh, I do apologize. Lost that call.
So begging is a business. They come into Lagos and they have a registrar. They pay daily to somebody.
Communities.
In 2002 or so, a family friend of mine from Kebbi, unfortunately, were looking for their grandmother in Kebbi. A friend had visited her and said, no, I know where your child lives in Lagos. Do you want to see? She said, yes. And they brought her here. She ended up in one inner street somewhere in Agege, made to beg. Before they found that woman, she was crying daily, but she was made to beg and deliver. And she's only giving food daily. So we cannot pretend that this is not a cartel. It's a cartel. Okay. Now, this is it. Lagos has to be very deliberate about what they are banning. We don't want bikes. We don't want it. We don't want begging on our streets. We don't want it. You create alternatives. Wait, Morayo. To solve a problem, you have to spend money. So if you have a food kitchen, for instance, and somebody is still begging, then that person can be shipped off to wherever. It becomes a security concern. The truth is, the numbers without data, addresses, and location continue to be a security risk to Lagos.
You see, it's very interesting. It's quite interesting to hear you say that, because I was here when they tried to ban these bikes. On this same time, we criticize them. Why would you ban Nigerians?
We criticize those that were registered now. Those
Nigerians, sometimes we talk with two sides of our mouth.
No.
That's the truth.
No.
1 second, ban the bikes. 1 second, ship them out. No, don't ship them out.
Why is delayed the alternative that Lagos proposed?
The problem in this same country, Mary, let me come to Mary for a second. In this same country, we're saying, okay, we have a 40 billion naira budget in Lagos State. Okay, they want to build hospitals. We don't have enough hospitals and equipment in our hospitals. We don't have enough roads. Electricity is bad. We are trying to see how we can ensure that we can generate our own electricity. There's so many issues. And I'm saying I choose them enough money to do soup kitchen.
Okay.
I will say, where are the rich people who are not secure?
We have a Nigerian governors forum. What are we discussing?
This
is what you should be discussing. This is what
is a problem to me.
This is meant to be on the table when governors are sitting down to talk to each other.
I have
northern governors. This is
I have 100,000 citizens of your state with me.
Coming into my I have a number of citizens, 100,000 coming into my state every time, and I cannot afford to have them. What do we do? So I'm sitting down with a Borno State governor, Zamfara State governor, and then we're looking for how to solve this issue. When we see the problem with this people migrating back and forth within Nigeria is that we made it so informal. That's why we cannot handle it. And concerning many things in Nigeria, we keep it so informal. We don't document, we don't have data, and it overwhelms us. It is not a lofty idea talking about shelters and soup kitchens. It's actually really just basic. What do people in shelters need? They just need a place to lay their heads at night so that during the day they can go and find work or get work. We have a social work and social services that countries do. That's because for people like this, so that you're able to get them properly engaged, and then anyone outside this system would be arrested or taken back for crime if possible.
So I hear you. What I've heard you say so far is that imagine we have a database of those who are coming in and out. So we now look at this one is
they're coming in,
we know that they're coming in to the states. So imagine a governor, Sonny, for example, is having a meeting with the NGM and say, okay, I have 40% of these people coming in from your state. I have 20%. I have a database. And these are their names. This is what they are. These are the conditions. What can you do? So we have the numbers. That's what you're saying. Now, you're also saying that we should also build some kind of shelter. I will also ask, how many of these shelters can we actually build? How many of these shelters can we sufficient for these millions of that are coming every month?
Okay, so we'll start somewhere. Most of these states get aids and grants from international organizations. So if Zamfara State is getting aids and grants for those in IDP camps, and most of them are coming to Lagos, let's have a conversation about these aids and grants that you're getting. How much are you going to give me to take care of the ones that are in my state?
Yes, because you're to think in your state. So Lagos has done a collaboration before that we saw how productive it was in the arrangement they had with Kebbi State. Right. So we had a lot of their people who would have also resorted to coming to Lagos for better life, resort to farming, and they had a productive life living there. So they can do this. If you had data, call out a state governor and say, okay, this is 100,000 of your people arriving in my state. And you have these aids to provide so. How much are you going to give? You call them out in the papers. We will sit here and help you criticize a lazy thinking governor that creates employment within your state. Urban migration is not new. But you have to wrap up. You have to make your capitals within your state urban enough.
Final comments.
A state in time saves 9. If you don't deal with the problem now, you will deal with the bigger crisis in the next few years. So we cannot shift the goalpost of this issue. It needs to be dealt with. Whether we choose to deal with it now or next month or next year, this is a problem waiting to happen.
It gets bigger.
Okay, that's all we can take on this. When we come back, we'll bring in our guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The Zenith Better Life promo is back, and it's bigger and better. You could be...
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home.
Thanks for staying with us. So arguably, there's 70% of our voting population are young people. Despite this, significant number have repeatedly reduced to mere party members. How can we change the narrative of young people in the Nigerian politics today? And how do we get young people really more concerned about politics? Our guest today is a youth advocate, Honorable Dayo Israel. Good morning. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, Mariah. How are you doing?
I'm very, very well. So, young people, why? I mean, I know you're a member of APC and there's a lot of things going on in the party right now. What is your party doing to get young people involved, especially right now that the general elections are coming up very soon? What is your party doing in particular?
I think that before I talk about what my party is doing, I need to lay a foundation and a background to the importance of young people getting involved in politics, either electoral positions or active civic engagement in politics. In 1976, young people came together in Soweto, South Africa, and they wanted to protest. It was called the Soweto Uprising. They came together because the apartheid government in South Africa introduced Afrikaan as a language in the schools in South Africa. They also introduced the Bantustan Education Act and a lot of other policies that were not favorable to young people. And the youth went on the street and protested, 20,000 of them in South Africa, and about 600 of them were gunned down by police officers. We celebrate that day today since 1976 till today, tomorrow, as the Day of the African Child. Now, what happened on that day? The government and the policymakers sat down together and developed a policy for young people that was against young people, and because young people didn't have a seat at the table, it led to the death of over 600 children. A future for us without us is not for us. It's important that young people have a seat at the table when it comes to decision making around them. And I also go into the scriptures and give you a background of that. When Mordecai came to Esther and says, you are sitting in the palace with the king at the table, representing our interests. And so therefore, they're about to kill all the Jews in the land. You've got to go into the king and speak for us. We will be outside praying for you, but you've got to go there because you're carrying the seat at the table on our behalf. So she was like an intercessor. And so the reality is that as young people, we have to have a seat at the table to be able to defend our interests when policies and decisions that would affect us and affect our lives is being discussed. Because, for example, most of the leaders of the world today, most of the policymakers today may not be here in the next 50 years, you know, God keeping all of us. But many of the young people today still have over 50 years to be on this earth. And it's important to understand that if we're building a future for young people, we have to carry young people along. And that's why, for example, it's important that young people begin to play a role, not just in the political space, but also in the party space. Because the party is the bakery, where in the incubation room, where the people who are going to lead us as elected representatives are going to be identified and put forward. So we make a mistake. We wait until general election to begin to get involved in the people that lead us, whereas we need to get into the party, begin to get involved in the process, begin to engage policymakers, begin to vote in the
let me pause it for a second.
So that even before the primary level.
Yeah, go ahead, Togo.
So, Honorable Dayo, I wanted to, I know that you're a young person and you've been involved in governance, even politics for a while, and we've been hearing this thing over and over again. Oh, let's get more young people involved, let's get more young people involved. How can we increase the number of young people registering in the party, on the party level? Can you hear me? I'm asking, how can we increase the number of youth participation from the party level? And what have you done so far? And what do you think can be done to get more young people participating inside the party, more intellectual people participating, more educated people participating from the universities and all of that?
Okay, did you get that, Dayo? Hello, Honorable Dayo, did you get that? I think we're having some technical issues. Hello, Honorable Dayo, are you there?
I think he can't
Stay
hear
with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria, on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5
Thanks for staying with us. We still have Honorable Dio Israel. Hello, sir, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so Tokwe's question about intra-politics, young people getting involved within the party. How can we increase that number within the parties?
So first, as I was saying earlier, and as Tokwe alluded, it's important that we make politics sexy to young people. We make governance and politics interactive, engaging for young people. We have to make it attractive. And it's a two-way street. So you've got the party's got to go to the young people, and the young people have got to go to the party. In essence, the party, for example, my party, Progressive Congress, I've got to do more to be able to make the party more attractive to young people, make it more youth-friendly, and make people understand the policies of the progressives and why they should be part of the progressive family. At the same time, young people must understand that it's our responsibility to get involved in issues that affect us. Because from your birth to your death is governed by politics and government. And so I say this a lot. You're not born until the government says you're born. That's when they issue you a birth certificate. You have not gone to school until government says you've gone to school. That's how they give you a WAEC certificate. You've not been married until government says you're legally married. That's why they issue you a marriage certificate. And you're not dead until the government confirms that you're dead, and that's why they issue you a death certificate. So if you don't have a death certificate, the reality is that the family cannot access your properties and your wealth if you don't have a will or you die intestate. So it's so important that governance surrounds us from birth to death, and politics is the vehicle through which to get into that space and that process. And so we've got to get young people to understand that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running for the office of the National Youth Leader of the All Progressive Congress. I want to be the National Youth Leader of the All Progressive Congress to be able to showcase the young people of our party to the leadership of our party, to expose them to more opportunities, and also to showcase our party, young people on campus, in schools, even from a very young age. Ironically, even before I decided to run for office, this has always been a passion. So 2 years ago, I started something I called the Institute of Progressive Policy and Development Studies that I actually put in for registration with the CST, because I felt that there was a need to showcase and to begin to progressive ideologies among young people. And so one of the things that I want to do, by the grace of God, if and when elected as the national leader of the APC, is to begin to first let people even understand that there's something that is called the progressive ideologies that was started in the days of Awolowo and the Akintolas, free education, welfare-based society. There's an ideology behind the progressive, and we need to get young people to understand that. So when people begin to believe in those ideologies, they get attracted to political parties that flow, because we must go back to ideological politics. When people say, okay, what's this about for us? So there are a lot of activities and content that the political parties need to begin to create to get young people.
Let me get a few more questions in for you, Honorable Dio. Go ahead.
Okay, so Honorable Dio, I feel that many young Nigerians are political or are politically aware because you need to see them on Twitter. They know any topic that falls, we discuss it and we discuss it well. But the thing is, it ends there. It does not reflect, or it is not pushed into political parties. And I've been thinking about it, and I am thinking that maybe young Nigerians do not know how to join political parties. They don't know what the criteria is. We all have ideas of what it should be. People talk about a lot of money to join, or when you join, they use you as thugs. Could you explain to young Nigerians watching you today what it will take to join a political party so that all our energy and all our ideas will be better channeled?
And you're very right, and that's part of the challenge that we have. So I'm a grassroots person. I've run for chairman in Lagos Mainland local government, and I've run for House of Assembly. I maintain a strong political structure among young people in my constituency, on my local government. And this is one thing so I go for ward meetings in the party, and 90% of the people in those ward meetings are elderly women, you know, in particular, and then of course men, but largely elderly women, old women grown enough to be my grandmother or my mother. And then I remember when I was running and I would go with a group of young people to the political party meetings, and they felt out of place because they were seeing a lot of elderly people there. And I said to them, if you don't get involved here, it's your failure, because the old woman that you see sitting down here determines the future and the people that are going to be our leaders. So it's very easy for young people to understand. And part of what I want to do by the grace of God with the leadership and the team of young people who are in the AP All Progressive Youth Wing, for example, is to begin to push the engagement of young people to be able to, yes, go to the political party meetings at the ward meetings. So you need to go to your ward. If every politics is local, you have a ward. Your street, your address is linked to a ward. You need to go to a ward meeting in your local government. You need to go and register in that ward. You need to take your party membership card. You need to begin to volunteer in your ward meeting. You need to begin to participate in programs and activities. And from there, you begin to engage even at your local government level. You begin to engage at your state level. But you must first register to be a member of the party at your ward. And part of the things that we want to do with by the grace of God helping us that we get elected in the APC Youth Wing that we're going to begin to lead by the grace of the Almighty is to actually create a membership system for young people to actually be part of the youth wing itself, so that we can create activities and content, you know, that are young, youth friendly, that are 21st century Twitter, you know, friendly, and all of that. I give an example. You know, this life is so small. About 2 months ago, even before I decided to come out for this position, I actually started a youth wing. I called it the Iberotu APC New Tribe, for my own party group in my local government, identifying the young people on campus and university. Some of them I support them with JAM forms, GCE forms, and all of that, putting them together to begin to come. And so the conversation we have at that level is different from the conversation that the parent has at, you know, their own level. And, you know, that is good. And we want to spread that across the 774 local government to begin to see how we can be able to create engagement for young people. That is because the needs and the concerns of my generation is different from the needs and the concerns of our father. Right. So we as a political party need to create an enabling environment for young people to come into us and find an expression and find a place for themselves. Young people have so much energy. They have so much passion. They want to do something great for their country. They only need a platform to do that great. And so the political parties are going to be doing the service to themselves if they don't open up to young people and become youth friendly. It would not be sustainable in the future, because the future is young people.
All right.
I remember when you ran for the mainland chairperson office. I also remember your journey, a bit of it, into politics. How do you carry along the larger percentage, at least 99% Nigerian youth not interested in politics presently? Because I can remember a quote of yours that says governance is about problem solving. These youths are angry, aggrieved. They don't understand how to solve the problem. They're looking for who to blame. How do you carry this larger number of people on the other side who's not interested in getting forms, doing all the things that you mentioned about joining the parties? How do you carry them along in governance?
Thank you so much. You know, we've got to be intentional about a lot of things. And one of the things that God helping us that I become the national leader of the APC is that I want to sit down together with other young people, because, you know, this is a huge work that we need to do. Our country is so divided. We have different ideas and different visions for the country. To begin to bring young people from the south and the north together to come and say, how do we want to engage all the young people together? How do we want to make sure that we can make politics attractive? So it's not a one-man thing. But of course, one of my own visions and my own thought is that we need to begin to create content and activities that makes the political structure for young people more engaging, more youth-friendly, more attractive to the young people. So, for example, in your political meetings that you have together, what are you discussing? What are you talking about? And like you said, and you alluded, you know, politics and governance must be about problem solving. That's what leadership is about. So what is the concerns of our young people? They want to get a job. They want to be, you know, employed. They want to have livelihood. They want to suffer, you know, to have, you know, a means of survival. Part of what, you know, we want to begin to do is engaging policymakers, engaging the government, you know, in particular the APC-led state government and federal government, by the grace of God, to say, this is the promise that we've made to young people. Let's fulfill more of those promises. The more of those promises that we can fulfill for young people, the more empathic the young people see that our party is to them, the more they want to come in and get involved, because they understand that it's actually benefit for you to be part of, you know, decision making.
Honorable, you know, what's pretty interesting about you is that we all witnessed how you started. A lot of these politicians, many of us don't know how they started, just kind of became politicians. But we saw you from, is it governor of the year or governor or something, and we saw how you grew into this, how you got involved, how you get into politics. And we're seeing you grow up. You're currently in suburb, and now you're running for national chair. If you become that, that's a good fit. Where are you heading? Where is the final destination? Where do you hope to continue to go further into governorship, the presidency? Are you're just content where you are? We've seen you from start, and we see where you're heading. So give us a sneak peek of where you're heading.
Mariah, you know that I have all my life served young people. You know, one scripture that drives me is in the book of Acts and says, and David served God in his generation. I'm just a vessel. I have a mandate to be a representative of my generation and to serve my generation in every capacity. At 14, I was elected into the Children's Parliament. I was one-day commissioner. I was youth ambassador to the UN. I led Nigerian government delegation to UNGAS in New York, World Water Forum in South Africa, Japan, WSA South Africa. From when I was a child, from when I was a toddler, and all of that, I have been doing this. And I've just been following the trajectory that I believe that God has in plan for me. You know, if another assignment comes tomorrow and say, you know, and God says, son, I want to use you in the palace or in the parliament, I'm ready. I just see myself as a vessel. And that identity actually also places a burden, because you now understand that you're on assignment, you're representing a generation, you cannot afford to fail, because your failure is going to be tagged as a failure of your generation. It is a burden that I've taken up, and I pray for grace every day. But for me, the passion is, how can I serve God in my generation? How can I help to empower the young people of my generation? How can I be able to use the opportunities and the experience that I've gathered over the years? From when I was 16, I was leading youth delegation to, you know, international conference. I remember in 2002, I led a young delegation. I was the youngest, and I was the team leader. It was supported by Afsat Abiola and Bolaji Balogun of Econet Wireless at that time, and I think it was British Airways and a few other agencies. I took 8 young people from Nigeria to the UK, all expenses paid, including Muiz Bello, the late Muiz Olayin Bello, one of our young, vibrant leaders in Lagos State, to go and attend the International Summer School for Young Activists, you know, in Southwest Glamorgan. Every year I've been doing that, passionate about empowering other young people. Fantastic. And so wherever this leads in the hand of God, but I would continue to serve my generation like David did.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Honorable Daya. Well done. So this weekend, this Saturday, I think, is the elections for what you're doing, and we hope you, and we wish you the best, and hope you actually attain to what you wish for.
Thank you so much.
That's all we can take on the show today. Hey, get involved, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that, you know, we're seeing his steady. You can trace his source. Many of these politicians have no idea, so I'm happy for him, and I just hope that he gets to where he's hoping to get. That is all we can take on the show today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
How I Made $1 Million